It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, August 18th. Wait on Mike Sis to get here. I was hoping to get here sooner. Anyway, it's August 18th, 2020. It is 7 a.m. Howdy.
Yes. How are you?
Good. The chinnopods are attacking.
Those dang chinnopods, or what's nettles? Nettles, that's what usually gets you. Those nettles.
Oh, goodness. Good morning.
I have no clue what a nettle is or
I
a
don't
chinnopod, but
where's that little critter? We have chinnopods, nettle, and rag. Oh, goodness. Just as I go on the air, my friend Mike Sisk, I was hoping to get him on the intro this morning and do a little chattering. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to Down on the Corner program, brought to you by your hometown. There he is. Come on in, Mike. Pull up a chair right there.
I don't have a third camera set up.
Oh, you don't? Oh, I thought that was aimed that way.
No, that's why we're setting up two cameras. I didn't know.
Oh, hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, we'll get you in a minute. You got your little green gun down there?
Got my green rubber gun. That's all they let me have.
Yeah, coming up here in a few minutes, Mike Sisk will be on, and he's going to show us a little bit about gun safety. Anyway, we are brought to you by your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. Boy, Sears goes back a long way, don't it?
Yes. It does.
You used to come in with your dad when I...
Yeah, well, exactly. As I said, that goes back into my childhood days because
me too.
back then, Sears and Roebuck, that was where my mom and dad bought. I bet they bought 75% of everything they bought. It seemed like was at Sears. They bought mowers and TVs and clothes and
that's how it was. I mean, with your hometown Sears store, you get that same service right now with JR and his staff. They've got in-house repair, Mike.
Sweet. That goes
in-house repair.
Yep.
They work on appliances, mowers, you name it. They can fix it right there. They don't care what brand, where you bought it. They can work on it.
Didn't you tell me a story one time about your dad buying the first air conditioner?
No, first color TV.
Oh, color TV.
Yeah, I believe it was 1975-ish. My dad and I loved to watch baseball, and it was the Reds and the Red Sox.
Oh, wow. Cincinnati and Boston.
Game 7 was coming up, and I was in school, of course. When I got home from school, my mom told me that the TV had quit during the day. I thought she was pulling my leg. So run over and turn TV on, it won't work. Well, my dad got off work about 4 o'clock, and he got home about 4:20, 4:30. We jumped in the truck and went to Sears and bought a 25-inch color console TV. And it weighed about as much as the truck that we hauled it home in. But we got to watch our first World Series, our first World Series game in color TV that night in color.
Thanks to Sears.
And we thought we were like in the White House watching a color TV.
There you go. You go. Tell you what, you go back years and years with stories about Sears, and I can't emphasize how good they are right now. Your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East. We got folks from Gainesville and West Plains and Flippin and Yellville to come in. If you're in Salem, come on over and visit your hometown Sears store. You know, stories like this that makes me really glad we got the hometown Sears store as a sponsor. Home appliances, home entertainment, tools, Craftsman tools. You know, they got Husqvarna lawn care equipment now too. Husqvarna, Craftsman, in-home repair, maintenance agreements, and they just bend over backwards to help you. Your hometown Sears store. Can't say enough good things about them. They're up on the hill behind Wendy's, same parking lot as Orscheln's, out in front of Physical Therapy Connection. That's why I was hoping he'd get here in time to talk about Sears, because I thought it was an air conditioner or something, but it was a color TV.
You know, I see what you guys have got going on here, and this may be the best idea you've ever had.
I feel so boxed in.
Well, no, I'm not on TV for people to look at, but they can listen to me.
Just wait. We get a camera adjusted.
We'll get it adjusted.
Put a 3-box on you. Your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. And I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can do the same thing with 3 locations to serve. You've got Baxter Regional Medical Center. You've got Bomber Boulevard. You've got 62 East Plaza. And the best coffee in town, Brewed Awakening. What else can I say? It is real coffee. Talk to Mike. In fact, I got to pick up some coffee and some stuff this afternoon from Mike at Brewed Awakening. And Can't say enough good things about Brewed Awakening. It is real coffee. Check out the 2 locations that are drive-throughs, Bomber Boulevard and 62 East Plaza. You will not be disappointed in Brewed Awakening coffee. It's the best coffee in town because, as Mike says, we are real coffee. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. 29 in the state of Arkansas to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in town, talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris, anyone there can help you. And it's a tough situation. A friend passes away, a loved one passes away, whatever the situation may be, emergency situation, let Rollers handle it. They're caring, loving, understanding, professional. They know exactly what's going on and how to take care of you, so just let them handle it. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, well, it's convention time. It's time for one political party to attack and tell the world how awful this administration is and how terrible things are and will be in the future. But how terrible is it that people of all races and backgrounds have found jobs? How terrible is it that the interest rates are so low a lot of people can actually afford to buy a home rather than rent? Or how terrible is it that gasoline is under $2 a gallon as compared to nearly twice that amount in past years? How terrible is it that one political party is against abortion, against violence, and stands for the flag and national anthem? I'm ready for September. Lord, we need God's presence in our government. Bring us back to you is my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
Now,
brace yourself. Here it comes. He's
the
been
weather.
practicing.
Hey, it shows.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
He got the trumpet at Sears.
I don't know that helped their business any there, Dale.
Point well taken.
Oh, that's a dandy. I
Love you too, Mike. Love you too.
Morning weather brought to you by the ZT. Bob and Linda Zdora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retire to Arkansas.net. Let's take a peek at the White River. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful White River separating Marion County from Baxter County, looking into Cotter, Arkansas right there. And wow.
That's why we're here, and so many people want to be here.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. You're looking into Baxter County, Arkansas. The other side of the river is Cotter, Arkansas. Wonderful little town of Cotter. I love going down to Cotter. Went down there Sunday afternoon. Kids everywhere, all over the. How many times have you swung off the rope?
So, yes, when I was a kid, the Cotter Spring was a big draw. We take the grandkids down there now.
You?
Oh, yeah. And, man, they just jump off in there. And when they come out, they feel like a block of ice. But they don't slow them down a bit.
They go right back and do it again. Wow. I tell you what, you can go to retiredarkansas.net. You pull this up on the live webcam. And there's a little camera icon at the lower right. You take pictures throughout the day and send it to your friends and family. And while you're at retiredarkansas.net, you can check out all the listings by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zdora, and Century 21 LeMac Real Estate. Also, there's a grid there for MLS number, and it's blank. And you type in the MLS number. You may see a listing from somebody else, and it will have the MLS number, which is multiple listing service. Type that little number in, and it'll bring up any listing in this multiple listing service area. The Z-Team is assembled and ready to help you today, from Marshall to Mountain View, Arkansas, to Mountain View, Missouri, back to Gainesville, and all places in between, and down around Calico Rock and Mountain View. I mean, they're ready to go. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. You should have seen the award, Mike, that they came in with the other day.
Mm-hmm.
About this big.
Nice, huh?
The top award in Century 21 on a national basis.
Well, I know Bob and Linda hustle.
They get it done.
Hard.
They get it done.
Yep.
They get it done. Tell you what, the customer service awards, and we were talking with Bob the other day, yeah, they're from Chicago, like half the folks down here. But you know what? They came in and they joined the fun. They just picked up and joined right in, and they're part of the community. And
sure.
I mean, just glad to have them.
Yeah, absolutely. Good
The
people.
Z-Team, for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793, retire to Arkansas.net. They bring you the morning weather each and every day. How you like these temps?
I love it.
66.
I drove into work this morning with the back window on my truck open, and the one of the front door windows rolled down about that much. Man, the wind will just blow
That
through.
nice.
Yeah, nice
man.
cool breeze.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I for one am ready for. We had a guy in the shop last week, and he's here from Arizona, and he said, I don't know how he's in here visiting with some people, and he goes, I don't know how you guys do it here. He said, this is like Arizona with a wool blanket on.
That humidity mixed in with that temperature, yeah.
Yep.
Well, right now we're pretty comfortable. We're at 66 at Mountain Home, 64 at Harrison, 68 at Batesville, 66 at Salem and Calico Rock, at 68 at Flippin, 63 though in Marshall, 66 in West Plains. Then around the region, St. Louis checks in at 70, while Poplar Bluff's at 66. It's 62 in Springfield, and in contrast, Watford City, North Dakota, up near the Canadian border, is at 61. Not bad. That's nice temperatures. We had that earlier last week, I believe. On the radar, there's not much going on. I was watching Abby at Channel 3 last night at 5, and we've got some dry conditions coming up, and no rain in sight for about the next 6 or 7 days, and so we will have probably some dry situations going on. Otherwise, the national radar right now, Idaho and Montana getting some showers, along with South Dakota and Nebraska. Showers stretching from Indianapolis to Columbus, Ohio, and other than that, not much going on. A little bit up in the northern part, northeast part of the country in New England. We'll go ahead and zoom in on Arkansas and just see what's going on. And other than a little green glob right here at Fort Smith on the river, just some green glob showing up. Some of this is moisture that doesn't hit the ground. Highways are clear, 62, 412 east and west, Highway 65 to Branson, 67, 167 going up to Batesville, and splitting off going up into Pocahontas and Corning, Arkansas. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, 530 in Arkansas, clear at this time. Looks like we're in pretty good shape there. State of Missouri, I-44, I-49, I-70, I-55. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. I-57 at Carroll, Illinois. Going into southern Illinois, we've got I-64 East St. Louis, Illinois East on I-64 to Mount Vernon. Looks good. I-57. Interstate 70. You ever been on Interstate 70 in Illinois going east?
Yep.
Those farms, you get up around Effingham, Illinois.
Corn on one side and soybeans on the other.
Well, I tell you,
as far as you can see.
As far as you can see. I was going up there. It's just the other side of Effingham, and I looked to the north side of the highway. I thought, man, these farms are just beautiful up there. My goodness. Anyway, we're all clear on the radar right there in Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois. No watches or warnings for Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Kentucky. Everybody's in pretty good shape, behaving themselves weather-wise today. The western part of the country is a red and gold blob, meaning we have anywhere from wind to heat. And so it's going to be warm in Montana. They have a red flag warning up there, and also some heat advisories in Montana, Idaho, in the north, northwest, and the western part of the state. Funny, the desert got hot. My goodness, down in Arizona and Southern California. High today, 87, clear skies, 88 on Wednesday, 87 on Thursday, 89 on Friday, 90 on Saturday, no rain in sight. Checking iDrive Arkansas, we're in pretty good shape here. No accidents. This has just popped up here since I logged in. A little bit of construction started on Highway 84. Other than that, no problems there. State of Missouri, looking good there. Highway 201 turns to Highway J, Arkansas into Missouri. They're working on the Lick Creek Bridge. If you're visiting the Twin Lakes area, you need to go to Missouri. Use Highway 5 to go to Springfield, Highway 101 to go to West Plains. Save you going around some detours. Bull Shoals Lake at 682.12 is 23.1 feet above 659, the full pool. And Norfolk Lake level is 566.87. It's 14.8 feet above the full pool of 552. And here we go. There's these little boogers here. Ragweed, nettle, and chinnopods are the top allergens today. 8.8 today, 8.8 tomorrow. Boy, coronavirus.
Nettles will get you.
Oh, man. About the time I started to say hello, here it goes. 62,223 people in the world, not the U.S., but in the world, are critical with coronavirus, with 6.42 million people with a mild case and 6.5 million active in the world. Right now in Arkansas, your Arkansas report, we have 76 active in the 6-county area: Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, Izard, and Fulton. They've had 354 test positive, 277 have recovered, 76 are active out of 8,942 tests in the 6-county area. 78% recovered, 21% active to positive, And when you're active to the population of Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, Izard, and Fulton counties, you're at 0.0007%. That you're active to your population. The population of the 6 county area is 104,900 people. And I'm glad to see they're showing the negative test there instead of just total test. It's negatives. And so right now we have 8,942 negative tests in the 6 county area. And so we're doing pretty good. Oil prices today, they're up a little bit. It's been hovering at 41.82. I probably need to refresh that and just make sure it's right. Okay, it went up a penny, 41.83. Okay. Dow Jones Industrial Average was off yesterday. It was down 86.11 points to close at 27,844.91, which is still like 8,000 points above the previous administration. That's as of 5:13 on August 17th Eastern Daylight Time. The morning update, weather and all the weather and all the updates and the outage report brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zdora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. retiredarkansas.net. Coming up, Mike Sisk going to talk some gun safety today. And so he's got a little plastic model here for demonstrations, and so we're going to be right back.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north-central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
Hi, it's Bob Zdora of the Z Team at Century 21 LeMac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm, be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredarkansas.net.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pickup orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
$720 Mike Siskis here, and I'm glad you got here for the intro. I wanted to get that Sears started. For some reason, I thought it was an air conditioner, but that TV, I love it.
Yeah, that's a true story if it was ever told. And, you know, like I was telling you at that break, I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And it was all my dad and I could do to get that television, a 25-inch color console TV, is all we could do to get it in the house. But by golly, we did. We got her hooked up and watched that ball game.
Well, Mike's here today to talk some gun safety, and where do we start? I mean, you know, there's more awareness. We've got a lot of craziness going on in the cities, and there's one instance where a BLM guy shot his own people.
Sure.
They just didn't know. I mean, you've got some people that shouldn't be, and I got to be honest with you. You know, I make no bones about it that 15 years ago I had a stroke. I'm fine. Thank you, Baxter Regional Medical Center. But I don't handle a gun because I probably need to see you to make sure I'm safe handling, because I am right-handed and I could probably pick up a gun and shoot it. But a rifle and stuff, I probably need to be tested first before. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not comfortable.
Yes. Dale, you know, I am a member of Get Trained, Be Ready, and this is a training organization that is statewide, and we've got probably between 20 and 30 affiliate instructors that are scattered all over Arkansas, and we can handle any kind of training needs that a person has when it comes down to a firearm. Right now, you are seeing across the country unprecedented firearms and ammunition sales. All you've got to do is talk to somebody who's in the business, and they don't have a good inventory. People are buying things as fast as they get them in, and the key point to that is that a big part of that is first-time gun owners. There are a lot of people in this country, men and women, who are uncomfortable with what they see on TV. They're uncomfortable with possibly the direction they see some things heading, and they're going out and buying firearms. Now, those people, everybody needs to make sure that they are safe and they are very aware of what they're doing when they buy any kind of firearm. And a safety course, we're doing a lot, we're getting ready, we're cranking up, and there's already some going on of first-time gun owners classes to try to familiarize people with the firearm they just bought. Because many people buy these off of an ad in a magazine, a recommendation from a friend, something like that. You know, they're buying them, they're not familiar with them, they take them home, and maybe they feel better about having a gun in the house. But do you know how to use it? And more importantly, do you know how to use it safely and efficiently? And I think it's incumbent on people, if you want to be a firearms owner, to be able to do that.
See, now I know how to use the gun. I just don't know that I'm safe enough after the situation with the stroke to handle the gun properly.
And having been around you, Dale, I would guess that you are just fine. You know, you drive, you do everything under the sun. You fix cars and mow yards and work on the house. So I bet that you'll be just fine with a firearm. We've got so many people in this country right now who are first, like I say, they're first-time gun owners. And I'm afraid if we're not really careful, you'll see more of what you talked about at that BLM protest, where somebody managed to touch a round or two off and shot one or more of their own people.
Yeah.
And that's not that hard to do if you're not careful and you don't understand and know how to operate that gun safely. So again, I really feel like people who are new at this, and it doesn't hurt us old hands at it. I've been playing with firearms since I was this high, with my dad.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, it doesn't hurt me to take a class and get refamiliarized with things and look at it from a student's side instead of an instructor side. You always learn something.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that'd be beneficial for people my age and perhaps older. There's
Sure.
folks that live alone. They need that extra protection, but it wouldn't, even an 8-hour course on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Right.
Just to go through and refamiliarize yourself. The gun may have been in the drawer for 40 years. Has the gun been maintained, been lubricated, been cleaned? Is it safe to even load?
Right. We did a class down in Heber Springs this last weekend, and it was a ladies only class, and we had about 12, 13 ladies in that class, and some of them were pretty familiar with operating a firearm. Some of them were not familiar at all. And we did it. It turned out to be about a 4-hour class. We started at 9 and we were done around somewhere between 1 and 2. Probably we were done. And they got a lot from it. We take them out to the range. We let them shoot. They probably shot 40 to 50 rounds, 30 to 50 rounds a piece. And with ammunition being in such short supply now, some people are having a hard time justifying shooting 500 rounds, so we kept the round count low. But when we were finished, those ladies were much better, felt much better, and know how to operate that gun safely. And we got a class like that. We're putting one together for this area, and we're going to try to get one on the schedule. I believe it's in October that we're going to get one on. I think
Here?
Yes, in this area. It may not be right in Mountain Home, but we're going to get one going. Most people are buying handguns. Handguns are handy. You can put them in your car. You can
Hold that green one up for a demo so we know this, handgun is one you can operate in one hand.
Yep, this is our green Beretta 92 rubber. Won't hurt anybody unless you conk them on the head. Yeah, most people are buying handguns of various calibers, and handguns are great. You can carry them in your car. You can put them in your purse. You can do whatever they're very portable, but we got to be careful with them. And I'm going to give you a quick demo on the proper and safe way to grip this handgun. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Whatever is your strong hand, doesn't matter if you're a left-hander or a right-hander. Whatever is your strong hand, that's the hand that you want to use to operate this firearm. So, in this Beretta, I want to get my hand as high on that firearm as I can without interfering with the operation of the slide, which on a semi-automatic handgun, that's what moves back and forth. It ejects the empty casing, picks up the new round, and loads it into the chamber. So I want to get my hand as high as I can. So most of your semi-automatic firearms have got this, they call it like a beaver tail, so you can get up in underneath here and grip the firearm. My trigger finger, notice where my trigger finger's at. That is so important as to where that finger goes. My trigger finger is up and away from the trigger and the trigger guard area. There is a nice little tactile reference on most semi-automatics.
A what?
Tactile reference.
Tactile.
You'll feel it with your finger, and that is that seam between the slide and the frame. The frame doesn't move, the slide does. They're two separate pieces. So there's a seam there. That's a great place for me to keep my trigger finger. My remaining 3 fingers wrap around the gun with my middle finger being against the lower side of that trigger guard. Over here on the support side of the gun, I keep my thumb high and out of the way. Now we got a great big gap. There's all sorts of real estate here. And now I'm going to fill that in with my support hand. I take the meaty part, this meaty part of my support hand, and I bring it in and I fill up that gap. These 4 fingers wrap parallel with these 3, with the knuckle on this finger touching the underside of the trigger guard. My thumbs are layered. Yeah. They are parallel. We don't cross our thumbs.
Really?
No, crossing our thumbs does a couple of things that's negative. It lowers our grip on the gun. See when I do that, Dale, that my grip has to necessarily move lower, which gives the gun a leverage advantage over us we don't want. And when my grip is here, do you notice that there is no gap between my hands? When I do this and I cross my thumbs, by necessity, you create a gap in your grip. You want as much friction between the firearm and your hands as is possible. That allows you to control the gun better. It allows you to shoot more accurately and more quickly. Okay? This trigger finger thing, let's go back to that for a second. And there's a reason. I see so many people, and they drift their finger down here, and it stays around that trigger guard. Some of them even leave their fingers inside the trigger guard. They're doing their best not to touch the trigger, but they're still in here like this. And that is unsafe, and here's the reason why. We humans, one of our natural survival instincts is a grasp reflex. When we're startled, when we're scared, when something happens, we instinctively grasp down on whatever may be in our hands. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been walking downstairs and maybe miss a step or something
and you grab?
You grab. There's a ton of dash cam video where police officers are coming up to write a guy a ticket of some sort. This guy jumps out and starts wanting to fight or starts shooting at this police officer, and he has still got his ticket book back in the day gripped in his hand while he's trying to defend himself or herself. So, if we're wandering around, if we're got our finger down here like this, and something happens that startles us or scares us, we have a tendency to grasp down on whatever is in our hand, which leads to a negligent discharge. We have just quite possibly, fired this gun when we did not need or want to.
Wow.
And a saying in the industry is that rounds that are fired negligently have a nasty habit of finding innocent people. And we hear about it on a weekly basis in the news where somebody makes a mistake, something happens, and now we got a person or more than one person shot. Like you were talking about with the BLM rally, where somebody negligently touched a gun off, and now you've got people shot. It happens. So we've got to be careful. And
know your weapon.
And know the gun. And that's where training comes in. We're not born knowing how to run a firearm, right?
Right.
We're not born knowing how to fly an airplane, but we do because we seek training. We go take classes, we learn, and people safely fly airplanes every day. People can safely operate firearms, but again, you're not born with that knowledge. You have to seek it out and acquire that knowledge.
True. Let me grab a break.
Okay.
Good information. Be right back with Mike. More gun safety after this.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do. And they also send me a report after all the work is done, so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
And we're back with Mike Sisk. We're talking gun safety today and Get Trained, Be Ready. I think we can throw this up on the screen. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely it is.
Yeah. This is the website, Get Trained, Be Ready.
Yes. I'm a member of the, I'm affiliated with Get Trained, Be Ready. And we, like I said, we've got a bunch of people that are all across this state that are ready, willing, and able to help anybody become more efficient and safer with their firearms. We got people works very, very hard learning the best techniques and how to relay those to people, to teach people these techniques. And you can go to that webpage and look it up, and there's a training calendar with a list of classes, and you'll see them all over the place. And from concealed carry classes to handgun classes, carbine, there's a little bit of everything going on there.
Yeah.
And just look at it, and if you've got questions, there's always people that you can get a hold of there, and they will do their best to answer them for you.
Now, what is Arkansas Enhanced Concealed Carry?
Enhanced Concealed Carry is something they started probably within the last 4 to 5 years, and an enhanced license allows you to carry your firearm in more places than a standard concealed carry license. And the standard concealed carry license is fairly restrictive as to where you're allowed to go. The enhanced opens it up a little bit more, allowing you to carry on university campuses and different places like that, you know. But you still cannot carry in schools, of course, and things in areas such as that. But the enhanced concealed carry, it just gives you the ability to carry in more locations. That's it.
But in my opinion, wouldn't you want somebody with an enhanced concealed carry to be able to carry? I mean, on a school campus. I mean, it's just.
Well, there is
generally,
no.
I think the mindset would be to protect the kids.
You need to talk to Little Rock about that, but there is
that's a brick wall.
there's even with an enhanced license, there's no carrying it at K through 12, and that's the law of the land, and we follow it.
Yeah.
But the enhanced license is like I say, it is separate away from the standard license. We have enhanced classes, and it's a good thing for some people. There's a lot of people that say they don't see the need for it, and if you don't mess with it. But You know, there's people that travel to areas that the enhanced concealed license allows them the ability to have a firearm, and it's worth it to them. Yeah, think about it. If it's not worth it to you, don't mess with it.
Fundamentals of intuitive defense shooting.
Yeah.
Fundamentals of intuitive defense shooting. Now this, it's a $200 course, which I'm sure you're gonna get your money's worth or something like that.
Intuitive defensive shooting is the brainchild and hard work of a man named Rob Pincus. And the three of us were discussing during the break about our body has certain natural reactions when we get stressed, when we get scared, or when we're threatened. Rob Pincus in this program, Intuitive Defensive Shooting, incorporates these reactions into your defensive shooting skills. And I've been to a bunch of shooting schools. I've been around to several of them. And in all seriousness, he was the first person that ever took into account certain things that we do when we're stressed, when we're scared, and incorporates them into the training. And that makes absolute sense to me. Knowing that you're going to do certain things, why would you try to ignore or overcome them in that worst possible moment of your life? You try to you incorporate those and work with them, and it makes you a more efficient defensive shooter. That's what the intuitive part of that title is. Intuitive. It works well with what your body does naturally, right?
Okay, so I'm trying to think through this. 2 o'clock in the morning, you hear glass break. You're assuming somebody just threw a rock or a brick through your window and they're trying to get in to get something. Okay, all of a sudden the adrenaline catches up with you, your heart's beating 90 to nothing, and you think, what the blank's going on? So you're trying to be quiet, you're trying to breathe lightly, but you can't. The dog may be barking, you know. That's where the panic sets in.
Well, exactly. And there's a lot of things that happen in a situation like that. And, you know, I can't teach the whole class sitting here in 15 minutes, whatever we got left. A couple of the things is it's a rise in acuity in the center of your field of vision. Your brain in that situation diverts more blood to the cones of your eyes, which are in the center. They pick up color and detail. That helps your brain learn more information and figure out what this threat is and what they are up to. Your brain also, it will shunt the, I'm trying to think of the correct word. Your brain will shunt blood from your extremities and put it in the core where the major life-giving organs are. So you may lose tactile reference in your fingers. You may lose dexterity in your fingers. Things like that. Those are going to happen to people. And yeah.
So the gun of choice.
Oh, that's
okay. I'm 62. Of course, I've had a Ruger 44 mag. I've had a 357 Magnum. I've got a 22, but they're all revolvers. I've got some rifles, but nothing in a semi-automatic. How do I choose the right gun that's good for me? One that's balanced, one that I can handle, one that I feel secure with.
Our suggestion on buying a handgun for self-defense is a semi-automatic firearm in 9mm with no extra external safeties. When that window breaks in at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're panicked and the adrenaline is flowing through your body, you don't need to add an extra step, which is removing that, deactivating that safety. We suggest Glock firearms. They have been around since the late 80s. They are a trendsetter in the fact that they were probably one of the very first commercially available striker-fired pistols, meaning they don't have an external hammer, you know, like the old 1911s and stuff. They are a striker-fired gun. They don't have an external safety that must be deactivated before you can fire the firearm. They have all sorts of internal safeties where if you drop it, it doesn't go off. They're a very good firearm. Smith & Wesson M&P Springfield Armory XD, H&K VP9. Guns like that are excellent choices for defensive use. We recommend 9mm as the caliber, and there's a lot of reasons for that. One of the foremost being that in normal times, 9mm ammunition is cheaper and very, very available, which will tend to make a person go practice and seek out training with that firearm because the ammunition is cheap and readily available. If you're going to use a 9mm, we always suggest that you buy jacketed, bonded hollow points that are heavy for the caliber. Something in the 124, 135, 147 grain weight from a name brand manufacturer, Hornady, Federal, Winchester, someone like that. And get out and practice with your gun. After a person has taken one of our classes, they understand that there is a difference between going out and shooting bullseye targets and actually training to save your life. There is a difference, a big, big difference.
Now, for folks that don't know, this is one of these shows where it's informational, and we're not trying to insult anybody's intelligence. We're just trying to inform. Semi-automatic means?
It means that each time you pull the trigger, a round is fired. We've got revolvers. Everybody remembers revolvers, from the days of when I was a kid. My dad had a bunch of revolvers.
Yeah, that's what mine were.
We all saw them on TV with Matt Dillon and Bonanza and whatever. Those were single action revolvers. And then we graduated to double action revolvers. And now we are in the age of semi-automatic firearms. But so many TV shows, so many movies are misleading. A semi-automatic firearm, with each pull of the trigger, you fire one round of ammunition. When you get into full auto, which is what you see with the military and stuff like that, that's a different animal. The guns that I can go down here to Bob's Guns or anywhere in town and buy are not fully auto firearms. They are semi-auto.
Yeah, at one point, you remember the old cowboy shows where he's holding the gun and he's fanning that.
Oh yeah,
fanning that hammer. Remember that?
Oh yeah, man. I still watch Gunsmoke.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
And I forget now. I think it's Inspiration Network or one of those. Maybe it's showing TV Land. They still go back and show the old original 30-minute black and white Gunsmoke
before Festus actually became a deputy.
Yeah, they had Chester.
That's right. They had
Chester. That was Dennis Weaver that had the bad leg. Remember?
Yeah, I sure do.
And
that goes back to about 1954.
They got to be in the 50s, But in those days, that was great stuff, and I still like watching Matt Dillon and all that. The thing we've got to remember: bad guys, crooks, criminals, career criminals. They're not seeking out a fair fight. You remember on Gunsmoke, usually they'd wind up on the streets of Dodge, and it'd be Matt Dillon and the bad guy, and they'd have a big shootout there. You find that most bad guys, they're looking for an unfair advantage. They want to surprise you. They want to ambush you. And there may not be just one of them. There may be one or two or three or however many. They're not looking for a fair fight.
Right.
They're looking for an unfair advantage, and they've got experience doing it. Most of them are career criminals. You may not, very likely are not, the first person they've ever robbed or assaulted. And so, you're starting out at a disadvantage because they know the time and place. They know when they're going to pick Dale or Scooter or me out and say, you know what, I'm going to rob that old guy right there. Whatever. They know what they're planning to do. We're being ambushed. So we've got to be able to recognize and react.
But the criminal mind, and we've discussed this with many, many people, both political and non-political, the criminal mind, it's just, they're desperate. In some fashion, they're desperate.
Right.
And, to do an armed robbery, they got to be pretty. I told Sheriff Montgomery, I said, I can drive to any neighborhood. I don't care what people got in their house. It don't matter. They got diamonds, rubies, and good. Glad for you. I don't want them.
Yeah.
But some people would go grab a gun and try robbing somebody. I better let you get to work. It's 7:49. We could take another break.
Holy cow, I got to go to work.
Yeah, you got to go to work. Minute Mechanic, Highway 201 North. We need to take a break. Be right back.
Thank you, guys.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
Wow, there's a lot of information right there. And talking about gun safety and how to handle a gun. We're going to pull up, we've got an Arkansas Game and Fish video. I want to kind of whet your appetite a little bit for what we normally have with Arkansas Game and Fish. One of my favorite videos, you got the bear video.
Yeah.
We've only got about 7.5 minutes, and we'll go ahead and we can start and roll that a little bit, and I'll talk over the top of it for just a second. Arkansas Game and Fish has a lot of good things on their website. Here. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes.
So we're going to whet your appetite. Now, I'll show the whole thing, but this is a pretty good little video.
You won't get any sound unless if I'm on the screen. Are you ready for sound?
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The most typical response is probably fear, followed closely by a sense of wonder. For some, black bears are a symbol of wilderness. For Myron Means, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's black bear biologist, bears elicit respect and admiration.
Their physiology, the lifestyle that they've evolved into, a feast and a fast lifestyle, you know, being able to go without food for 4 to 5 months at a time, have a gestation period, give birth, wean cubs. They're a truly remarkable animal.
The story of Arkansas's black bears almost ended tragically, but now it's literally a textbook example of wildlife management at its finest.
It was thought at the time of pre-settlement that Arkansas had maybe as many as 50,000 black bears in the state, and we were unofficially nicknamed the Bear State. Through the time of settlement, 1700s and 1800s, bears were market hunted for their fat, and they were almost hunted to extinction in the state. And by the late 1920s, the General Assembly of Arkansas actually made it illegal to bear hunt, to kill a bear in the state, but by that time it was almost too late.
As few as 3 or 4 dozen bears persisted in southeast Arkansas, in the bottomlands where the White and Arkansas rivers meet the Mississippi. But in 1958, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission embarked on a plan to bring back black bears.
They brought 254 bears in from Minnesota and Manitoba, Canada, and they released them at sites in the Ozarks and Ouachita mountain ranges.
Arkansas Game and Fish released bears over a 10-year period. Historical upland forest had been cut down, but their rebirth gave rise to rich wildlife habitat.
That population flourished under those conditions, and it was so successful that by 1980, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was able to reopen bear season in the state.
Bears are back, a natural part of the landscape, as they were before our forefathers set foot here. Today, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission regulates bear hunting and keeps close tabs on the natural state's bears.
Population's thriving. We estimate that we have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state.
Black bears inhabit the Ozarks and Ouachitas, as well as the lower White River area.
Those three populations, we kind of treat them as distinct populations. There's not a lot of immigration and immigration back and forth into those populations from one another.
Bear season takes place in the fall in Arkansas and is controlled by various regulations and a quota system. The season has a set length, but also closes if hunters check a certain number of bears. Over the past 5 years, hunters have taken an average of 422 bears per season in the natural state. Considering there were less than a few dozen bears here just 90 years ago, it's one of wildlife management's most incredible success stories.
No other natural resource agency has ever reintroduced a large carnivore as successful as Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has. It's considered the most successful reintroduction of a large carnivore in history, not just Arkansas or the United States, but around the world.
To maintain that success, Myron Means and the Game and Fish Commission's bear team constantly monitor the state's bears. And while harvest numbers are instructive, they only tell part of the story.
Total length is 55. It's really critical for us in monitoring our bear population to kind of have an idea of how many bears are coming into the system, as well as how many bears are going out of the system that are harvested during the bear season. Well, the way we monitor how many bears are coming into the system is to have a good distribution of collared females across bear range. Of those collared females, we'll go in every year and do cub counts if they're in a cub cycle, or yearling counts if they have yearlings with them, because the cubs will stay with them for actually 2 den cycles. So by doing that, we're able to monitor reproduction effort and survival effort of those cubs up until the time they're a year old.
Radio-collared female bears are tracked to their winter dens. Bears with cubs then get a visit from the Game and Fish Commission, giving us a deeper view into the black bear's world and the work that ensures a robust Arkansas bear population.
We're going to go quite a ways further down, but I just want to tell everybody from here on down we probably need to be as quiet as possible. She's just right down below the hill here, but we still have probably another 75 yards. This is a female, black, no chest blaze, and she is 5 1/4 pounds.
Keeping track of Arkansas's black bears requires an understanding of the number of bears leaving the population as a result of regulated hunting, but it also requires insight into how many bears are entering the population.
Arkansas's bear population is really good and really healthy, but it's not like we have 20,000 black bears in the state. We only have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state. So it's not like you see bears all the time. So unless you go in and put your hands on females with cubs, and unless you have good data from year to year to year, you really don't have any idea of what's going on with reproductive rates of our bear population.
Game and fish biologists have attached radio tracking collars to dozens of female bears across the
For Arkansas Game and Fish, you can go to agfc.com and pull up there's all kinds of videos and all kinds of information. AGFC, yes, it was a filler to fill the time gap after Mike had left, but I just wanted to whet your appetite a little bit and show you a little bit about Arkansas Game and Fish. That's a really good video about the Bears, and there's other good things at arkansasgameandfish.com. Dennis won't be with us this month. He's on vacation, so just wanted to kind of get your appetite wet. And thanks for Mike Sis for being here in the gun safety issues, and we will be back tomorrow. Have a great day.